Hey guys, it's Aleron. It's been a little bit. Missed you last week because I had a family barbecue situation going on. But I missed you. Thought I'd come back and say hello. See how your Saturday was going. First person's here. I'm not just talking to myself anymore. What's up? Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. Everything's been going great on my end. Atlanta is good. Fall is coming. What's up, Michael? It's good to see you. What's up? But anyway, let's see. What else is going on? What's up, Tyler? So yeah, I'm working on the books. Sean, I actually just found the package. So they're messaging me about it soon. I'll be in touch. Austin, what's up? Natasha, great to see you. Susie says I shouldn't talk to myself. That's probably true. Connor, always good to see you. Ian, hey, what's up? So let's see. I've recovered from Dragon Con. That was a fun time. I am not coming to New York Comic Con. Unfortunately, had some family stuff come up, but I will still see you guys at Conjuration. What else is happening? I have those 5 new shirts. People are loving those. Those are super fun. Check them out on litrpg.com. I'm working on the books. I'm still hopeful that I could have a release by the end of the year. What else is happening? The Alma plushies are on hold until we find a good manufacturer, but we are getting some other cool stuff like lanyards and some like cool sweats gear and whatever that people want. Salt Lake Comic Con never responded to me, Ian, so probably not. Scott, I am glad. Depending on what part of Predators you in, you may want to thank me for interrupting or not. What's up, Randy? Good to see you. Armand, sorry I missed you. Chris Cota, what's up? Yeah. So, what's up, Matt? It's good to see you. So yeah, things are really, honestly, like kind of chill. Like the summer is ending up. Less margaritas, more writing. Let's see, what else has been going on? I saw Predators. Sorry, I wanted to give it to them. You know I'm a big sci-fi fan, but ooh, God, they really dialed it in. Predators was not so great. What's up, Natasha? MegaCon for Orlando sounds great. That sounds like something that I'm going to have on my to-do list. Ryan, what's up? Jeffrey, always good to see you. Connor's asking about the chapters on Patreon. So yeah, when I'm ready, I will put them up, but I'm never going to put them up like before, like it's the book's like mostly done because I shift things, I change things, and honestly, I just don't want my ideas being out there so other authors can steal them. So, yeah, that's why no chapters yet, but when they're ready, I will put out a bunch at once. What else is going on? Yeah, we did a massive fundraiser, which was awesome. Thank you for that. For Wounded Warrior, we have raised over $10,000 this year, $30,000 total. So that's awesome. David Phillip Zimmerly says, I'm thinking God's Tier End should be up next. Also need a super bard. So yeah, I like the idea of bards. We introduced that in 7, slight spoiler. But yeah, no, I've got a lot of fun stuff coming up, I promise, for the land and other projects. Let's see what else is going on. Yeah, I really just kind of wanted to say what's up. See how y'all are doing. Say I'm sorry I missed y'all last week. Let's see. Nathaniel Talache says this is happening. I mean, this is happening right now. And Rory says, retired vet, thank you for your service, man. I appreciate that. Let's see what else is going on. I am excited for the new shows coming back. I wish that Log Horizon 3 was coming out, but again, he had the issue with the whole tax evasion thing, so hopefully he gets out soon. I've been reading a bunch of like cool new books. I've recently gotten into Gravity Tales. Like I'm loving the names of some of these authors, like Fast Food Restaurant and Lucky Old Cat, which is kind of crazy. Tyler's asking if Netflix is smart enough and offering me a TV series. I'm pretty sure they don't know that I exist, but maybe one day. Peter Tillman says, what's up? What's up to you, sir? Let's see. I know you guys are all like want to know when the next book is. I'm working on them now. Trying to get them going. Paulos is asking if I'm working on a sci-fi series. That is in the works as well. I'm working on a bunch of different stuff. And Tyler Hendricks is asking if I ever read Dresden Files. So I watched the show, The Dresden Files. Obviously, it hit some hiccups, but I still kind of enjoyed it. But my biggest love for Jim Butcher is Codex Alera. I feel like it's one of the greatest fantasy series that's ever been written. I personally loved it. So I mean, I wish he would go back to that world even more than I wish that, you know, he'd make a new, you know, Dresden Files kind of thing. I also just wish he'd respawn because I kind of want to talk to Jim Butcher. But I have to give a shout out to David Drake, Lord of the Isles, as well as Dave Farland. I've been able to talk to both those guys. They sent me a set of signed books, which is really cool. I read them growing up, so that was super awesome. So David Philip Zimmerly says, reading through a ton of other LitRPG and love how many other authors reference the land. Yeah, a lot of people reference Gnome's Rule, which obviously comes from the land. I mean, it's flattering. I'm like a lot of authors have reached out to me and told me how I influenced them. I mean, I love LitRPG, as you guys know, so I'm happy that I can help it grow in various ways. So yeah, that's awesome. I agree. The land needs to be on TV, Rory. Bradley says, what's up? I'm playing my D&D character after Crom. I hope he has some awesome catchphrases. And Nathaniel Talache, I hope I'm saying it right, says, is the next book going to be as long as 7? Absolutely not. That took a year of my life. It was exhausting. I'm going to write normal-sized books for a little while, so yeah. And as far as how many books I want to write, my life goal is 50 books, a Netflix series, a Hugo Award, and I don't know, like a, you know, shower or bubble bath with Scarlett Joe. Not all necessarily in the land, so we'll see. And congrats to Susie, and congrats to Jim. So Akesha's asking when the next book is. Again, I'm hoping by the end of the year. I'm working on multiple projects. We'll see how it all works out. And Jeff says, what's up? Good to see you, dude. Let's see. Rory says the game is a great new series. So the game has actually been out. The game was actually one by Cosmo Gap. It is an awesome series, and it's sci-fi. But it's actually been out for a minute. He just kind of like, you know, puts them out at like his own pace. But I heard the third one's coming out, which I'm excited about too. I think he writes some fine books. So Peter Tobin's asking if I've read Terry Godkine's Sword of Truth. Absolutely. I feel like it meandered a bit at the end. I tried to get into some of his like spin-off stuff. It didn't really catch me, but that's also because I was starting to write LitRPG. But no, I feel like Wizard's First Rule was also like, you know, one of the pillars of the fantasy community. I think it's an awesome book. So Sean Bradley says, are those goals in order? Depends on the day and how many margaritas, buddy. Jason says, long books are awesome. Don't shy away. I won't, but it takes forever. And Steven says, yeah, all right, I get what you're saying. He says, write book 8 based on the fact that everyone's read the first 7. You know, it's a catch-22. Like, you know, as an author, you like do a little bit of reminding at first for people that like, you know, haven't read them or it's been a little bit of a while, but you don't want to bore. I mean, so, you know, I hope that you guys feel like I strike a good balance on that. And Dennis wants book 8 to be twice as long as 7, which would mean it would be 10 pounds long and would legally be, you know, a weapon. So you couldn't carry it on a plane, which is why I'm not going to do it. Rory says he just found it. No, man, I mean, there's a lot of really cool LitRPG. Again, if you're new to LitRPG, I put every single LitRPG that's been created on my website, litrpg.com, as a service for y'all, because I love the genre and because y'all rock. So check it out, litrpg.com. So Ted says, I'd like to see the gnomes study the column, Why not a flying ship with a hull of holding? Yeah, I mean, all of that's cool, but it's super overpowered, and it's like, you know, are they actually able to create it? One of the things that I try to do in my worlds is to like have checks and balances because, you know, it always kind of like annoyed me when there was like no way out for the hero, and then suddenly they're like, oh, but I actually have this magic weapon that I haven't never referenced before. So I just feel like, you know, it needs to be realistic a little bit more. So yeah. Jonathan Allen says, I'm my favorite author. I really appreciate it, dude. Thank you, and you have an awesome last name. Peter, what's up? I appreciate you liking the books. Let's see. Tyler says, well, we've got your support. I really appreciate that, sir. Yeah, I mean, the land very well could be a show one day. So, yeah. And Keith Alford says, did I miss the winner of the theme song? No, that's not yet. That's not yet. We will be announcing that soon. Jason says, there's a good balance. I appreciate it. And hello, Heather. Good to see you. Alan Cox, he's saying what's up to Alston. And Jason Wilson is asking if there's going to be more core buildings, which I'm pretty sure is a spoiler. So we all know what happens to Jason. Shrapnel popcorn. Yeah. And Nathaniel said, who inspired me most? What got me going into LitRPG? Well, when I started writing LitRPG, there were literally 5 books for sale. Let's see. Alter World was one of them. I felt like the first book, the second book were great. Way of the Shaman was good. The first book, in my opinion, is by far the best of his. Let's see. Dragon's Wrath was this American author who may or may not be with us anymore, unfortunately, but he actually like reached out and gave me some advice as a writer. So I'd say probably Dragon's Wrath more than anything else if I had to pick somebody that influenced me regarding, LitRPG. But I've actually been able to connect with like a lot of really, really cool authors, especially recently. I got to meet S.M. Sterling. I got to meet, Catherine Kurtz. I got to meet like a lot of really cool people, and I'm hoping to stay in touch with them and, like pick the brains of these giants that I read when I was growing up, which is really, really cool. Let's see. So Sean's asking if I'm going to watch Joshua boxing tonight. I'm kind of into boxing, not super. I was a wrestler, not like WWF. So I'm kind of into it. Honestly, if I was going to watch anything, I'd probably be more into MMA, but I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Whatever. Let's see. Moving forward, how long will it take? All right. So Jesse's asking how long will it take to write the next book? How long after I write the next book will the Audible come out? That kind of depends on Nick's schedule. As you guys know, he's the best in the world. So he only has a certain amount of time. He sets time aside for me periodically because he's my buddy and he's awesome. But it kind of just depends on whether or not I hit that cycle. So probably like 3 to 4 months. In general, probably 3 to 4 months. But we'll see. It could be shorter, it could be a little longer. And Peter's asking, would I rather have the show animated or live action? I've gotten that question a lot. Honestly, probably animated. I feel like animated could do a lot of really cool stuff. You obviously lose the risk of it looking cheesy because you just don't have enough dollars to like make it live action and stuff like that. And keeping in mind, like the only live action stuff that's like LitRPG are really kind of Ready Player One, but even more than Ready Player One, the latest Jumanji, where they had the screen. And I feel like the screen they did was good, but it was clearly more about The Rock and, the redhead who was the doctor, who's one of the hottest chicks ever. So, I'm not sure if like, obviously, I think we have the ability, the science to do it, but I also understand that, like, it costs a lot of money. I'm also told, though, that like animated series actually cost more money than live action. I'm not really sure, but I feel like with an anime, you can make it really, really cool, really, really fun. I don't know if you guys saw Castlevania that just came out on Netflix. They only made 4 episodes, but it is wonderfully brutal, wonderfully like intense kind of stuff. And I would love to see the land, maybe not with like the same like dark overlay, but with the same kind of intensity. I think that could be a lot of fun. So anyway, that's my answer. Let's see. Ashton says, recently discovered the Land series on Audible. Listen in person to all. I had friends offer for me to borrow their copies. I really appreciate that, sir. Like friends that want to like share the Land, that's huge for me. As you may not know, I am an indie author, which means no publishing company behind me. It's just me and my wonderful assistant who helps me like, make sure that like deadlines get met. But yeah, like you guys are who make this happen for me. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. You're awesome. It says he's asking if I met David Weber. Yeah, David Weber is another one of the awesome authors that I got to meet. Took a couple pictures with the guy. Let's see. Alan says he's reading Way of the Shaman now. Book 4 is good. Yeah, honestly, I feel like, again, this is just my personal opinion, but like I think Way of the Shaman was a good series of books, but there are kind of more clear differences that come out between American LitRPG and Russian LitRPG. Russian LitRPG often seems like it goes like a lot more towards like the nationalism that's sort of endemic to like the Russian identity, and less about the gaming as time goes on, more about relationships. Whereas the first one was like, him grinding, him like, learning cool stuff, him fighting, and that's just sort of like what appeals to me more. But yeah, I really enjoyed the first one. I'm like, you have to be a very talented storyteller to have an entire book be about mining rock and yet it still be gripping. But yeah, that's why I like it more. Same thing with Ultra World. I felt like the first 1, 2, even 3 books were masterful, and then it kind of shifted for me. But I've heard that the latest Way of the Shaman books, which I haven't read, were awesome. So have at it, enjoy. And Dennis says he loves the referencing. Well, I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I felt like the the designer clothes and the vinyl, something I'd love to see back. Maybe not for a long time, but for like 3 months, I could rock with that. Patrick's asking when the next book is. I'm hoping by the end of the year, but I'm working on several projects, so we'll see. Joe Harad says he introduced his cousin and his brother. They adore it. However, after the chapter with him, they want to ask if you're okay, dude. Like, is there something you really want to talk about, buddy? Sometimes it gets a little dark in the old noggin. So I hope that you guys keep reading. But yeah, the land gets real. Yeah, so, all right, correction, they met you. Okay. Jason Sutter, what's going on? And Sean Bradley says, and you do MMA, I can believe it. Sean Bradley, though you guys cannot tell from Victor, is a swole kind of guy. He's a big dude. So don't let him beat you up, buddy. Tyler says, how was Larry Correa? He was super, amiable, man. You wonder sometimes, meeting, older, kind of established big name authors, if they'll be, dicks, I guess to put it simply. But honestly, every older, big name author that I've met, I've met Frank Anderson, Sherilyn Kendricks, they've all been super nice and super calm, and it didn't feel fake at all to me. So I've actually been really, really happy and blessed to have met these giants that have just been cool, and that we chatted up for a little bit. So I mean, like I said, I hope that I stay in touch because I grew up reading them same way you guys did. It's been really, really cool. But yeah, Larry was a smiley. He's a huge guy. He is. I am not a small man. He's a good 10 inches taller. He's a big dude. Let's see. So Jeffrey says, him and all of his brothers wrestled in high school. Yeah, man, I still remember the weight loss. I wake up screaming sometimes. Justin Seek, good to see you. Aaron Roach, what's up? Good day from Australia. Get Richter to learn some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I agree. The Gracie brothers are, and will always be badasses. I absolutely agree. So Jeff is saying any Netflix updates. No, I mean, again, I really doubt that they know we exist. But again, if you are watching this Netflix, we will do almost anything. Very little shame. Let's make it happen. Also, Amazon, Hulu, we got love for all you guys. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Jeffrey actually went to high school here, and I wrestled against McEachern, man. I mean, I remember 1 year we did good, and 1 year they just whooped us. It wasn't good. Let's see. Andrew, you are awesome, sir. Good to see you. Let's see. Dakota Robert Barnes says, I am having a great day. For the mist, hashtags. Good to see you. Let's see. Richard says he bought his mom the first book on Amazon and the paperback for his dad to read. I hope that they enjoy. Y'all are awesome. Yes. And Jeffrey, thank you. So Jeffrey's saying donate on Patreon. I have a Patreon which helps me make more artwork and stuff like that. So all of you guys that do, thank you so very, very, very much. And for everyone else, thank you just for being awesome and supportive. Again, as an indie author, you guys just telling some friends or leaving reviews means the world. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Well, send me. Brad says he made a miniature of Richter, so please take a pic and send it to me. So Ted is asking, will Richter meet up with any friends from Earth? So yeah, I feel like we all know what we need to do to Ted right now. Duck and cover, Ted. Duck and cover. Dennis says, I love the series. I love how Richter's non-invincible. Yeah, I mean, again, so I feel like Kel Cade's series, Dark Tidings is a great example of an overpowered character. And it's an example of how an overpowered character can be enjoyable, but it's just not what I enjoyed. When I'm gaming, when I'm grinding, I enjoy throwing my controller as hard as I can, screaming in frustration, and then coming back to it. Because that's real love. And I feel like that might tell you a little bit about what it's like dating me, but it's awesome. So yeah, I prefer not an overpowered character. And I'm glad that you guys enjoy my world as well. Rohan, good to see you. Good to see you. I'm glad you made it. So David's asking, am I going to have hoodies? So yeah, I have 5 new designs that are all up on litrpg.com/shop or just litrpg.com. But yeah, we'll add on the hoodies later today. We just kind of forgot to do it. Yeah. So Jeff is asking if I've read a Paul Thorne book. So I actually think he's here on this thing. So you should say hi. But unfortunately, no, I haven't made it to Apollos. But I know a lot of people are enjoying his work. So yeah. Let's see. Susie says, oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Brian Hale, what's up? Good to see you. Stephorn, what's up? Guy Cobble wants that hoodie. I will get the hoodies up later today. Geneva, if you're here, please make the hoodies. Hold on. Let me just type that out. Can you add hoodies to the site of the new 5 designs? All right, done. You guys have spoken. I have listened. So Joe's saying he would love to see a comic book adaptation of The Land. There is a comic book of The Land, guys. It is for free. I made it like 3 years ago. It's for the first part. So yeah, like if you guys want to check it out, again, just go to litrpg.com, sign up on for the newsletter. I think that's how it comes. It's also, I think it might be in like the index things that I put at the end of the books. So that's it. Kenny Parker says, what's up? It's good to see you again. I'm hoping for a release by the end of the year, but I'm working on multiple projects. I will promise I will let you guys know. Brian Hale says, was RuneScape an inspiration anyway? So I played the game RuneScape like 20 years ago, and I've recently found out that there is like a new thing called, there's like an old, like, so I played the like torrent RuneScape like 20 years ago, and I found out there's something that was made like 10 years ago that's something similar, and then a new RuneScape that like older RuneScapes hate the same way like D&D first generations hate 5th generation. So no, I'm not very familiar with it, but it looks fun, and if I had more time I'd play it. But no. Let's see, Jason Leckenby says, my books are awesome. Jason, you rock. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Kathy's asking about the Alma plushie. I've been sort of just grinding, writing and stuff like that, so I haven't really looked at the Alma plushie. Once I find a factory that will make them for a reasonable price, because when I stuff on my site, like I almost never really mark it up, except for some of the signed stuff. I just try to keep it at cost, like for the t-shirts and stuff like that. I even like lose a little bit sometimes, but like I would have to charge too much just to like cover costs. So I'm looking for another distributor, but I promise I'll let you know. Aaron Big says, what's up? You have all the books on Audible and you've made your friends listen to it. That's what I really want. I want you guys to like trap people with you and then just play like, you know, like The Land on a loop until, you know, they think they're leveling up. That's what we really want for life, right? You know, that was awesome. So, oh, and speaking of which, I've never been a huge American Horror Story fan, but I'm really enjoying the first 2 episodes of this season. I recommend you check it out. Adam Cogswell says, was it hard for me to write Human Story? Yeah, real talk, it was really difficult. It made me really, really uncomfortable. And I talked to a bunch of people about it before I published it, but I felt like it was important to be true to the various sides of what we are as human beings, and it's not always rosy. So yes, it was difficult, but I felt like it was honest, and also I feel like there are people that are dealing with those kind of issues regularly, and pretending that it doesn't happen or keeping it in the shadows is not helping it. It should be part of the dialogue. So because of those reasons, I decided to go forward with it. I was concerned about a backlash, but again, I wanted to be true to the story and true to a concept and a topic that I think deserved to be discussed. So yeah, but no, it was not fun. Yeah, I agree. Okay, and I hope that's vague enough for the rest of you so that haven't read book 7 yet. And Brad, please do. So I would love to see the miniature. My address, Aleron Kong at P.O. Box 20497, Atlanta, Georgia 30325. Aleron Kong at P.O. Box 20497, Atlanta, Georgia 30325. And if that was too fast, just message me. So Sean Bradley asked if I ever played Dark Souls. I played Dark Souls for about 1 hour, and I made it about 10 steps in that 1 hour and kept dying. Just never went back. Evidently, I went left when I was supposed to go right. But yeah, no, never got into it really, no. Didn't understand. I was like, what is happening? This game is broken. Let's see. Justin Seek says, don't say bad things about Dark Tidings. Who said bad things about Dark Tidings? I said that it was it was done very well. I read like the first book and a half, and I really enjoyed it. I think Kelcade is awesome. But, you know, I'm just saying, like, OP characters are just not really my jam, you know? So, yeah, I think Dark Tidings is good stuff. Let's see. What's Ian saying? What is my favorite magic skill that Richter's learned? And any thoughts on new kinds? So lots of thoughts on new kinds that have been developed way before. But I don't know. Like, I really liked life magic, as you guys saw. Like, charm was really big. One of the things that we've done in the rewrite is to, like, specifically say, like, who it can and can't affect. but like I feel like like that it has a lot of possibilities. It's a little bit of a slower grow, less immediately offensive, like offensive, like magic style, but very powerful innately. And it's kind of like how I do things. That was always my approach. So yeah. Doug says Aleron screams and throws controllers as well. I absolutely do. Just like, oh man, like from old school, like original Nintendo and everything else. Yeah. Hold on. Oh, there we go. And Geneva, thank you to my wonderful assistant Geneva, who is adding new pics and whatever for the hoodies now. Like really, literally right now. Yep. I'm responding to her. Okay. What's the name for the MD? Am I a medical doctor? Yes. So I am a medical doctor. I am a doctor of internal medicine, what is called a hospitalist, which is because I work in a hospital, because doctors are not very creative as far as naming stuff. But basically it's like if you go to the ER and, the ER says like two things, like either you're not sick, get out of here, go home, don't waste your time. And they're like, well, you are sick, you need to stay in the hospital. And if you need to stay in the hospital, 99% of the time, I'm the guy they call to like figure out what's actually wrong with you, come up with make the right orders, give you the medicines, interview you, do all that stuff to like start the process of you being in the hospital so that you can we make you better and you can go home. And that's what I do. So I deal with like heart attacks, strokes, broken bones, AFib, pneumonias, all types of infections, like the bread and butter stuff that bring through the hospital. That's what I do. Okay, so yeah, Brian, so now you know. Is there a story behind the level of drunkometer? All right, so Jeffrey is a reference to an amazing, amazing film called Get Him to the Greek, which if you have not seen, I would absolutely recommend it. I think you should check it out. And let's see, make more with its potential as magical metal. There are many more things that I have not revealed yet, so I promise. So Michelle Montoya Lipez, nice to see you, says, I need to say I've succeeded. So she has made her husband and son Miss Villagers. That is awesome. You rock. Thank you. Let's see. Joe says, I think you can always rock a Mary Sue as long... I keep seeing that term. I actually have to look it up. I'm actually not sure exactly what that means. Is it just like an average person? I will look it up. So yeah. I will look that up. So Terry says, I finished all the books a little while ago. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you spreading the word. Please leave a review for book 1 on Amazon if you can. So again, if anyone didn't hear it before, I'm hoping for release by the end of the year, but I'm working on multiple different projects at once. So yeah. Let's see. Kyle has his shirts, and he's currently wearing one under his work shirt at work. Take a pic real quick, like Superman it, and send it to us, because I'll share it around. So Brian says, I'm an amazing dude. You are an amazing dude. I appreciate that. You rock. Jason Pollard, been a while. What's up? And so I will be. So yeah. For those of you asking about the Patreon, so. For one of the levels of support on my Patreon, I post early chapters, but I haven't done it yet just simply because like the books aren't ready. Not because I haven't written stuff, but like when I'm writing, like I jump back and forth and like alter things and like make sure it's balanced. And I'm just not comfortable like putting it out there and putting out like ideas and stuff that I'm having until I'm ready to publish. I mean, for various reasons. One, I just want it to be good and nice and packaged. But two, honestly, I just don't want, other people like stealing my ideas before I'm ready to publish. So that's why it's taken a little bit longer, but I promise I will announce it when it's going to come out. Adam Klingerman, what's going on? Brad just finished book 7. So there is no book 7 paperback, and it's because it's 445,000 words. It's so big that printers charge the same amount to make the paperback and the hardback. So I just decided to make just hardbacks. I sell them on my site that are signed, or you can buy them on Amazon. So I hope that helps. Daniela Bailey, always good to see you. Adam Cogswell asks if there is chrono magic in the land. We all know that is a spoiler, so get him. Get him. Vance Vicker says he's a closet reader. Haven't told anyone he's read The Land. It's very shameful. So, I mean, I get it. You got to do. So Daniel, who I've not seen forever, first thing he says to me is that I look sleepy. I look amazing. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see. David says, do I have a fave team for NFL football? I'm from Wisconsin. Cheeseheads forever. Down with the Vikings. Ooh. Okay. Let's see. Reskin's one of my favorite characters written. Shh, don't tell Aleron. It's fine. It's fine. Adam says Dad loves the books. It'd be cool if all. Yeah. So it's possible. No spoilers though. I'm glad you didn't ask because otherwise you'd have shrapnel in your eye. Justin says thank you for being open to LGBT. I have a lot of friends that are also self-identify as that, and it's like it's 2018. Let's just be cool and accept people that are going on. There's bigger things to worry about in the world, in my opinion. But yeah, it's all good. I'm happy that the books resonate with you. And Ian says, am I tired of Richter's normal weapon set? So it's not that I'm tired, but it's like, you also have to remember that with everything that's happened, it's only been 6 months roughly since he's been there. And I mean, like, while in Dragon Warrior, we can just walk around fighting until we meet enough Goldman to buy, like, the Half Moon Axe. Like, I would imagine that, like, in life, like, he already kind of started out with, like, a strong set because he, like, met the sprites. I haven't really revealed exactly how they make them, but obviously it's not the kind of thing they can just, like, turn out like a factory. But it was fairly stronger. So as we go on, though, and especially, like, slight spoilers, with the new sub-skill that he has, that he gets from the book in book 7, I think that we could see some really interesting, cool new gear that he's getting. It could be fun. Shout out to Simon Trebelsi, my brother from another mother. What's up? Sir Ivy, oh, what's up? Let's see. Stephen Loft-Durling says, I so respect you. Oh, I really appreciate that, dude. Again, indie author, no publishing company behind me. You guys are the ones that kind of make this happen, so thank you very much, Steven. I appreciate the support. The 2 things that you guys can do that don't cost a thing is please tell some friends about the land and please leave a review, especially for book 1 on Amazon. It really helps. And Brian, I'm happy that it also could resonate with you that way. So how many people meet me at the hospital? No one does. No one recognizes me because of authoring. But because I've been practicing medicine for so long in Atlanta, about once a month, like, former patients will see me walking around and they, like, say, hey, you help me, or hey, you help my mom. So, like, that's a good feeling. But no, nobody recognizes me. One really sweet woman recognized me at Dragon Con and was feeling as fangirly as I was feeling when I met Brandon Sanderson. So that made me feel a little validated, which was pretty cool. So Jeff Bowman says that he was wearing his Chaos Seed shirt and he met a fellow Miss Villager in the wild. We are Legion. What's up? So Jared Hood says an overpowered character that always succeeds, i.e. Batman. Why is it called Mary Sue then? I mean, like, if there was ever a phrase that I would not associate with Batman, and I don't even necessarily think that Batman is overly overpowered. I feel like he's the opposite. Like, Superman would be a Mary Sue by that definition, in my opinion. But Batman, while he does win a lot, he, like, does it by, like, intellect and stuff like that. And obviously his, richness and his very cool toys, as Jack Nicholson said. Best Joker ever. I know Heath Ledger is an awesome Joker, but you got to give it to Jack, man. He's just fucking sick with it. Okay, so a lot of people are defining Mary Sue, and it's also, since I referenced that about 10 minutes ago, it lets me know how much I am falling behind on these comments. Nathaniel Salachi says, how do I make time for work and the book? You make time for what you love, man, and I just grind it out. I appreciate you. Nick says, when I have friends and family over, I turn on the LAN. That is awesome. I plan on leaving my mic open when I play World of Warcraft to make fellow teammates listen. Leroy Jenkins the hell out of him. That's awesome. So, whoa, Johara, don't take shots at the bat. So, I was Googling Bill Murray memes the other day because he's awesome. And also because I'm trying to, like, up my Instagram game, and I figured I'd do a bunch of Bill Murray memes. But apparently there was a time where Bill Murray walked into a bar. He'd never really been there. He was in some random city. And they just, like, kind of let him in because he's Bill Murray. And he just walks behind the bar. And people just, like, look at him. And he just starts serving drinks. And whenever anyone ordered anything, like, what do you want? Okay, martini, beer, whatever. He only gave them tequila shots. Which is one of my favorite stories of all time now. Because who's going to turn down a tequila shot from Bill Murray? You don't want to be the guy that didn't take a tequila shot from Bill Murray. I absolutely love that story. All right, let's see. As soon as so Justin Seeks is going to get the whole autograph set. So I will tell you that there is currently a 10% off code on the site for, like, the stuff that, like, I sign or whatever. Type in Gnome's Rule, it's 10% off. LitRPG.com. Check it out. Hope you enjoy. Does not apply to the shirts because those come from the factory, but everything else. And Leaf says he's lost 30 pounds. Good on you, bro. I know how hard that is. Well done, sir. Well done. Tiffany Williams says, hey, back. What's up? Richard says it's very shameful, and he's introducing both of his parents. I hope that you do. So Tiffany says, waiting for the next book. I am working on it diligently. You rock. I appreciate it. So Jessica's asking about pre-orders. The reason I normally don't do pre-orders is that, like, I'm grinding out as quickly as possible. And when I do a pre-order, you have to do it at least, like, they have to have the completed project, like, 3 weeks, like, beforehand. So because it's like, I didn't want to make you guys wait longer, that's why I don't normally do it. But I've been sort of like researching like marketing and other stuff more recently. So I probably will do a pre-order for the next ones. I will definitely let you guys know. I try to communicate as well as possible, but I probably will. So yes. Karen Halfwick says, hi, Doc. Hi back, Karen. Nice to see you. And Chris says, am I going to start reining in the storylines? You evidently have not read book 7, sir. So I hope you enjoy it. Ian says, can you post updated level and stats? I'm pretty sure that's in the index for book 7, which is at the link at book 7. So it should be there. Leaf is asking what's the next con I'm doing. So I did Dragon Con. I was going to New York Comic Con, but honestly, my mom said she needs me in town, so I'm gonna help out with that. But I will be at Conjuration here in Atlanta in November, and we're applying to the cons for next year right now. So I will definitely let you know. Let's see. Is the audio version a different version from the ebooks? It can be. One of the awesome things about doing the ebooks is that, like, periodically, like, somebody will be like, hey, I actually noticed a typo that everyone else missed. And I'm like, oh, great. And I can just fix that real quick and upload it. But also the earliest ebooks, the earliest audiobooks that are recorded were probably version 1 or version 2. And I made slight changes in the dynamics of the gameplay. There were no plot changes at all, but like I felt like enchanting was getting a little bit overpowered. So like I put limits on that, which is also one of my favorite things about being able to do these like online indie books like that as well. So there will not be any differences in the plot at all, but like, like the Belt of Sustenance was originally like 50% off of the, food and the rest that you need. And I was like, that's actually like insanely overpowered if you think about it. That's like, you get so many more hours of training a day. So like I decreased it, or like I might increase, like, since it was already overpowered, from like an unusual rarity to like a rare rarity kind of thing. But no plotline things, but maybe small differences. Or if I just think of a really fucked up joke, then I might add that in too. Shout out to James Hunter, who just popped up. As you guys know, he is the amazingly talented author of Viridian Gates, as well as Rogue Dungeon and many other titles. I get the question a lot, like, what should I read next? And I'm always like, you guys need to check out James Hunter and Dakota Kraut, because they're awesome dudes and they write good shit. So I hope you keep doing it. And again, yeah, so he agrees with me. Superman is way more of a Mary Sue, obviously. Though, my favorite thing about like Superman is always like in the movies when like he's above the earth and he's looking down and you hear like his dad's, not like Jor-El, but like, Clark, why am I getting the Kent's voice, and he's like, they're a weak people, but they could be more. And I feel like he's very much like, obviously, like it's just so what he is, like an ideal that we can reach towards. So I personally love Superman's character as well, but that's just me. So Brian asked, do I have an interest in reptiles? I mean, reptiles are really, really, really cool. I mean, like everyone that loves a dragon, I mean, you can go into the fact that they're not really on there, but I mean, like, they look like reptiles. So obviously that's where I feel like the original stuff came from. And I think that there's a lot of variation as well. Obviously, if you go into the, the evolution of it, they were the dominant species on the planet for the longest. Yeah, I'm into it. I mean, like, I don't have a reptile. There's an amazing study that says that people that have tattoos of snakes have a disproportionately higher likelihood, like scientifically speaking, of being bitten by a snake. And if you reach 5 snake tattoos, you have a 100% likelihood of being bitten by a snake at some point in time in your life. which I'm not sure what the point of that is, but the point is don't own snakes. So, yeah, but I think they're cool. And I think that they're awesome fighters and stuff like that. All right, guys. Unfortunately, I am falling behind. So I just want to say you guys all rock. Oh, Derry's asking, I did not win the Best Fantasy Award. I lost to Brandon Sanderson, Oathbringer, but as you guys all know, Brandon Sanderson is the man, and we'll get him next year. So thank you, everyone that voted. Thank you guys for being so awesome. You're absolutely, absolutely, absolutely wonderful. And I'm going to get back to writing. So as always, peace, love, Perfect Margarita. Brian Hale apparently owns 16 snakes, so do not go to Brian's house. So I'll talk to you guys later. Much love. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.